Lanka is a country highly susceptible to impacts of climate change, which have a significant impact on its prosperous agricultural sector. The eastern province of Sri Lanka is located on the east coast of the island, which comprise 3 districts, namely Trincomalee, Batticaloa, and Ampara. The eastern province is home to a diverse population, including Tamil, Muslim, and Sinhalese communities. Unfortunately, due to the bitter challenges of climate change and the aftermath of the Civil War, there is a significant decline in agricultural production in the eastern region of the country. In an effort to enhance the climate resilience of farming communities and productivity of irrigated agriculture in eastern province, the government of Sri Lanka, in collaboration with financial support of the World Bank, initiated the climate-smart irrigated agricultural project in 2019. The project, implemented in the eastern province, serves more than 23,500 farmer families residing in 302 villages, having more than 23,000 hectares of paddy lands and more than 4,500 hectares of highlands, covering 13 agrarian service centers, which consist of 62 GN divisions. The agriculture production and marketing component is implemented in an effort to enhance the living standards of farmers who are adversely impacted by climate change. This subcomponent is implemented with the collaboration of Ministry of Agriculture, Department of Agrarian Development, District Secretariat offices, and other relevant government organizations. One of the main project objectives is to introduce farmers for climate-smart Yala and Maha program through crop diversification. With this initiative in Yala season, a variety of crops such as groundnuts, maize, black gram, green gram, and cowpea are cultivated in an extent of 300 hectares of farm land, producing more than 465 metric tons of yield. The production program of Maha extended through 3,000 hectares and produced more than 3,700 metric tons of crops. In the past, farmers in the eastern province used to cultivate only 2 seasons. With the project, farmers were encouraged to cultivate 2 mid-seasons, and farmers were introduced to short-period cultivation crops. Now in the east, they are cultivating more than 3 seasons in a total and extent of 795 hectares, with 300 metric tons of crop production. With the help of the project, farmers were trained and introduced to smart agricultural technologies which helped them immensely to improve their crop productivity and work efficiency. By adhering to government policies, necessary equipment, including quality seeds, fertilizers, machines, and micro-irrigation systems were introduced to the farmers. Under the project initiative, 488 sprinkler systems, 26 jet sprinklers, and 62 drop sprinklers were distributed among farmers. With the project, insect-proof nets and rain shelter systems were introduced among farmers to aid them in protecting their cultivation while increasing the crop yield. The Climate-Smart Irrigated Agricultural Project aims to promote climate-friendly agricultural practices to increase the crop production with limited water resources. In the eastern province, 210 water pumps were distributed among farmers, while constructing 110 agriculture wells, and construction of 90 agro wells is ongoing at the moment. With the midst of post-war, the majority of the farmers in the eastern province were lacking the knowledge of smart agriculture technologies, and inefficient paddy cultivation techniques drastically reduced their crop yield. With the project, farmers were introduced to modern mechanized systems, and a mechanism was developed for training farmers and field staff on how to adopt climate-smart agricultural practices in a real-world farming environment. These activities boosted the paddy yield in the eastern province in a huge margin. 48 paddy transplanters, 24 seeding machines, 48 power weeder machines were distributed among farmers. Climate-smart nutritional sensitive home garden program and climate-smart emergency home garden program are really encouraging farmers, especially women, to contribute to their family income while providing nutritional foods for their family members. Under this program, nearly 1,500 hectares of lands are being cultivated, while establishing mobile vegetable stalls to sell excess yield from their home gardens. Under the marketing subcomponent, procurement activities are underway to procure market support items for paddy and other field crop seed production, and to establish common air-conditioned container chambers powered with solar power, to establish at agrarian service centers, to encourage marketing facilities in the region. Apart from that, 600 tarpaulin covers were procured for producer societies for drying and threshing their harvest, in the intention of foster a conducive environment for efficient coordination of agricultural production and relative activities. 13 producer associations consisting of 77 producer societies were established in the Eastern Province to expand the knowledge of farmers regarding marketing and value addition of their agricultural products. In the Eastern Province, the farmers were highly affected due to the unavailability of fertilizers for their crops. This issue was identified with the project, and farmers were encouraged to produce compost fertilizers within their farmlands, to fertilize their own farmlands, and to sell the excess and earn an extra income. Farmers faced difficulties to transport their inputs to the farm field and their harvest to the market because of poor accessibility. Through participatory needs assessment, agriculture access roads were identified for rehabilitation. 4.8 kilometers of agricultural access roads will be rehabilitated within the project period. This will help farmers with easy access and improve their marketing activities. Agrarian service centers are providing significant services to the farmers. Most of the agrarian service centers in hotspot areas were constructed more than 15 to 20 years ago, which needed rehabilitation. The project rehabilitated 12 agrarian service centers as one-stop service centers at a cost of 102 million rupees. Because of the country's past critical situation, most of the tanks located in hotspot areas were not rehabilitated for the last 30 years. Therefore, farmers were unable to do yalla cultivation, and they needed to search for temporary jobs to cater to their family needs. So, rehabilitation of minor and medium tanks is a vital need in these areas. This issue was identified and survey work and estimates were prepared to rehabilitate 121 tanks. Up to now, 66 tanks and 7 anacuts are contracted for rehabilitation for a total sum of 2,597 million rupees. And up to now, 5 of the anacuts and 3 tanks are completed, and other construction work is progressing at a rapid phase. With these developments, cultivation extent of paddy land will be increased from 9,607 hectares to 15,324 hectares, benefiting 6,540 farmer families. In the Eastern Province, farmers who are cultivating under Irrigated used to spend money to build stand bunds every year, which was washed out during the flood season, ultimately destroying their hard-worked crops. With the rehabilitation of Puttalam, Kurunegala, and Batticaloa Irrigated, 585 farmer families were benefited, extending the paddy cultivation extent from 1870 hectares in Yala season. In Monaragala, 9 tanks in Rumbawewa Cascade are rehabilitated, expanding the cultivation extent from 256 hectares to 340 hectares. And in Batticaloa Cascade, 3 tanks are rehabilitated, expanding the cultivation extent from 29 hectares to 43 hectares. The rehabilitation work of these cascades are closely monitored by 65 social audit committees, which were established by the project, and to ensure the sustainability of the cascades. 6 cascade management committees were established in Eastern Province. At present in the Eastern Province, around 24,000 farmer families are susceptible to imminent disasters due to climate change. Thus, to uplift the living standards of people living in hotspot areas in Eastern Province, Climate Smart Irrigated Agricultural Project has disbursed 1,267 million rupees, while committing for 2,651 million rupees for the balanced project period. At present, the project is progressing in a rapid phase, with physical progress of 44% for the agriculture production and marketing component, and 20% for the water for agriculture component. Thus, it is safe to assume that Climate Smart Irrigated Agriculture Project will be the key turning point for the people living in hotspot areas in the Eastern Province, which exhilarate their lives with a proper helping hand in the field of agriculture.